Hi there, Loy Machedo speaking from loymachedo.com. And who's loymachedo.com today? The date is December 25th, 2014. The time is 2 in the afternoon. Just woke up after finishing reading this book. That is Procrastinate on Purpose. I don't know, why the hell does it always show reverse? Anyway, it's Procrastinate on Purpose by Rory Vaden. 5 permissions to multiply your time. I need to change the IMAX settings so that the image reverses. Okay. 5 Permissions to Multiply Your Time by Rory Vaden. Now, let me tell you a few things about my buddy Rory Vaden. Now, I came to know Rory Vaden through the competitions at Toastmasters. Pretty impressive guy, really smart, amazing. I mean, he had everything that it took to win the World Championship, and still a controversy. I believe he should have won. So, I came to know him from there, and then later on when he published his book, Take the Stairs, I didn't like the book very much. I don't know. It was not a great book. I didn't like it at all. However, Rory Vaden and I got in touch, and we've been friends, and he never held it against me. That was pretty surprising. So, before I even start the book review, let me give you a disclaimer. Rory Vaden sent me a copy of this book to review it before its official publication. It says here, uncorrected proof for limited publication, okay? And not for sale, it says here. So, I was surprised that he sent me this book because Take the Stairs got a pretty bad review from my side. But then it kind of showed me what kind of person Rory Vaden was, that he didn't let someone else's opinion about his work or him, he's a great guy, okay, about his work, kind of affect a relationship that showed that he had a larger than life persona. And this made me kind of respect him even more. Now, keeping all these good feelings aside, okay, I'm just keeping all these good feelings aside, I'm going to give you a factual review of what I feel this book is all about. So, even though I like the guy, even though I think Rory Vaden is great, I'm not going to let that affect my review of this book. So, it's going to be factual. Okay, so when I got this book, the first thing I was like, okay, fine. Seth Godin, the author of Lynchpin, has given a recommendation, brilliant insight turned into an actionable method. I was like, how in the world did he get Seth Godin to write such a favorable, review right at the top? And then you have Dave Ramsey giving a positive review. I was like, what in the world is going on? There's something fishy here. You can't get those guys to give you a good review unless your work is good. But I was absolutely pessimistic about the whole thing because he has written a book about time management, and I was like, oh my God, not again. Do we really need another book on time management? Is it even remotely possible to manage time? I mean, you have so many books, but then the common sense is simply this. You cannot manage time. Can you stop time? Can you control time? Can you change time? No, you can't do that. Time controls you. So, for me, it was like in big, bold, bad letters saying that, listen, you cannot manage time. What's wrong with you people? So even before Rory sent me this book, I was mentally planning out that I'm going to write an obituary for this book. I'm going to, try to be polite, but say that, listen, this stuff doesn't work. I didn't want to read this book. I really didn't want to read this book. I was like, this book is going to fail even before I open it. So I mentally had an image of what I would put as a review and stating that 0 out of 10, the book is bad. However, finally the book arrived and I took a picture of this. I put it on social media. I wanted to create a bit of hype before the actual destruction of the book. But then I sat to read, and initially when I opened the book, it started off, where am I coming from? And I started reading and it was okay. And then the truth about time, what you thought you knew. Then things started getting a little interesting. I was like reading. Okay, fine. This is not bad. Then he started getting right into the real core of the book. And before I knew it, I was actually on page 100. Whenever I normally read a book, if I find something really nice, let me show you. If I find something really nice, I underline those points. Where are they? Okay, here. See, like I put red ink. If I feel the point is important, then, I underline a lot of stuff because, I underline these points because then, it can be useful at a later date. See, like this one, I've underlined a lot of stuff here. So, and within 5 hours of reading, I completed the whole book of 230 pages. So now here is a review. Okay, this is my actual review. Rory Vaden's book, Procrastinate on Purpose, I consider it a thought-provoking approach to one of the most challenging components to anyone's life. Seriously, the most challenging, which is time management. In fact, Rory makes it very clear right from the beginning itself that it is not possible to manage time. And I respect him for that, because you just can't. But what he says is, this is one part of the diagram that he showed was brilliant. I mean, he just nailed it when he drew this diagram. He tells you that, you have lots of things to do. And the time is a small little glass. The things to do is like a big beaker. You try to pour the water in, it does not fit. So the sad truth is we are faced with a lot of things to do every day and we can't fit it in. So this is where, the old approach is like, prioritization or creating a list of things to do. This, even though it works, people actually fail. And Rory Vaden nails it on the head as to why we fail. And this is where the concept of self-management comes in. And this is where you really start getting interested in the book. Then he moves into the main aspect of his book, that was the 5 tools. The 5 tools is eliminate, automate, delegate, concentrate, procrastinate. Love the words, the rhyme, that is the alliteration. Eliminate, automate, delegate, concentrate, procrastinate. Now, wait, listen. If you thought that these points were self-explanatory and you don't need to buy the book, or you found out, eliminate things that you don't want, automate, get everything automated, delegate, delegate it, give other people to do the task, concentrate, just focus, and procrastinate, leave other things which are not important. No, you need to buy the book. You really need to buy the book. Why? Because he has given a lot of interesting tidbits in between. Like for example, whenever he has something that is really important, what he does is he gives you like side notes, like this one here. He gives you a side note. So this kind of like drives the attention. Here he puts another side note, and then Wait, I'll tell you in the next part what I really loved about the book. Okay, overall, it is like three main parts to this book and 9 chapters, which was, this is the content of the book. Now, what I loved about the book, it is a fresh approach to a topic that is very hard to understand and very, very difficult to work on. So I like the fresh thinking. The second thing is thought-provoking facts, ideas, suggestions peppered out throughout the book, and he kept it interesting. The next one is the side notes I found were pretty useful. I love the summary, especially after you finish the book, each chapter, there's this chapter summary where he gives key points, unexpected findings, and then he also has startling statistics. Now, that was something interesting. And action questions. Now, it was pretty compelling to read the action questions because, these are doable things. So it's not that Rory Vaden is only giving you theories. He is telling you, okay, let's try to do this stuff and this might actually work. Now, this is what I liked about the book. Now, what is it I didn't like about the book? There should be something I didn't like, obviously. What I didn't like is, now, Rory Vaden is a champion sales guy, okay? Implicitly or explicitly throughout the book, he has been constantly mentioning, take the stairs, which is his previous book. Now, agreed, I didn't like that book. So I just felt maybe he was just trying to market that book a little bit too much, because at some point he's like, oh, come on, man, you don't need to say it again. You don't need to say, like I said, and take the stairs, I think you can put it in another way, because I just found it a little irritating that every time he kept saying, take the stairs, okay? The other thing is, I felt the author could be a little bit more brief. I mean, okay, it had 230 pages. Maybe if he was more brief, I think it could have come down to, say, 190, maybe 180 pages. So I felt that maybe he added up a few extra words that didn't add much value. Finally, I also felt there was a very important need to have an index, because if in case I want to refer a particular point, let's say, well, what does he speak about, let's say, thought-provoking, a word like thought-provoking. I would like to search and find out where exactly has he used these words and on what context. So the index is very important. Maybe the final version will come out. And also, I felt that Rory could have given us maybe a list of recommended books or recommended reading material for achieving like his top 50, which I thought, maybe could have done some wonders. So these were the 4 points. But overall, okay, let's get down to the moment of truth. Balancing the good and bad of what the book has to offer, I must state vehemently, I loved the book. Seriously and surprising, I never thought in my life that I would endorse a book on time management. And that also, I didn't think Rory Vaden would come out with something so successful. This book is spectacular. The words of wisdom, the amount of effort that he has put, and the original thought that comes out from this book is really something. I think this is more like a book that you can use as a reference tool where you can practice until you master these skills. And I would consider this as a worthwhile gift you can give anyone, people of all ages, whether it's young or old, professional or just normal day-to-day folks. This is truly a good book. It's really a good book. Very impressed, and I would say that I'm glad that he sent me a copy of this book. Rory Vaden is a guy who has achieved success. He has done what he's talking about. The level of success that he has achieved is something that we can only dream of. And he's really young. I think one day he can run for President of the United States of America. He's that kind of guy. So anyway, this is a book worth buying. And this is a book where you'll see the magic of time being managed and you'll understand why you must procrastinate on purpose. So Loy Machedo from loymachedo.com and who'sloymachedo.com giving you, for this book, 8 out of 10. You must buy it, must read it, and yes, you'll love it. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think, and me saying goodbye for now.